This is Get Sellers Calling You, and I'm Beatty Carmichael. Learn more at our website at getsellerscallingyou.com. So when we talk on the topic of finding sellers, it's actually quite simple, but you got to understand the process. So in marketing, there's a concept in marketing known as the educational spectrum. Here's what it means. Okay, when I am not thinking about selling, I'm on a 0. Once I think about selling, then I go onto the educational spectrum, I move over here, and then once I get to a 10, meaning I'm ready to go on the market, it means I've done everything I need to do, and now I pick up the phone and call an agent and say, hey, can you come talk to me about selling my house? So that's the educational spectrum. The way you find sellers is you identify them before they come on the market, which means you identify them in this area. It also means that when you identify them, it doesn't mean that they're going on the market tomorrow. It means that it may be in a month from now, or 3 months from now, or 6 months, or depending on where they are on this educational spectrum. So then we use good best practices to get those sellers to actually raise their hand and say, I'm thinking about selling. Okay? And that's what marketing does. That's how you identify sellers. So there's a formula, but let me see if I can make this a little bit clearer just so it makes more sense. Think about when you buy a car. So most people, when they buy a car, first thing they do is they go, I think I need a car. Boom. You're now on the educational spectrum at point number 1. And then you start to think, what type of car do I want? Okay? Do I want a fast car, slow car? Do I want a big car, small car? Do I want a sedan? Do I want a van? All these questions, and you narrow it down. And once you kind of narrow it down to the key type of cars, then at that point we typically go research it. Look at reviews, we talk to people, we think about it, we watch cars on the interstate and on the road and look at things, and we're educating ourselves of what are all the options out there so that when we're ready to buy, then we know exactly what car and what options and what, everything about it. And now we can go specifically say, I want that car, but I don't want that car because I've already researched that out. Okay? So that's the educational spectrum. So now imagine for a moment that you were looking at, let's just pick a car. I like Porsches, okay? So let's say that you're looking at a Porsche, and you're going to go for the Porsche, let's just say the Boxer, for example. So you got various options in Boxers, okay? And so if I were to receive at that point, if I'm looking for a Porsche, if I were to receive some sort of a mail piece that said, hey, if you're thinking about buying a Porsche in the next 6 months, read this. You think that's going to catch my attention? Absolutely. Now, what if the same another postcard says, if you're thinking about buying and I don't even know if they make these anymore, but the Mazda Miata, it just comes to mind. If you're thinking about buying a Mazda Miata in the next 6 months, read this. I'm not even going to look at it. I'm just going to toss it. Why? Because it's nothing I'm interested in. My reticular activator says I'm only going to look for those things that I'm interested in. So now that we have kind of these concepts to understand, people people go through an educational process. The reticular activator is going to look and hone in specifically on the things that they're interested in and ignore everything else. Now we can use that knowledge to play into identifying sellers. Because here's what a seller wants. Actually, if you ask an agent, what does a seller want? They say there's only one thing they want. And the only one thing they want to know, and that is, what's my home going to sell for? Well, no, there's actually a whole lot more that they want, but they don't know how to ask the question. So we, as good marketers, we have to come up with good questions that we would ask that would create an interest. So like, for example, would a seller want to know the speed of a Mercedes-Benz traveling on the Autobahn? Probably not. So that's immaterial. Okay? Would they want to know what type of shingles they have on the roof? Probably don't care about that. Would they want to know fix-ups they can do on their home that will maximize the sales price? Now we're going somewhere. Okay, so you see where we're going? We're trying to say they don't know to ask the question, but we know that there's information that we can educate them on that will create interest. And if I can create interest, then I can get them to raise their hand to request that information. So we take all this down. We then start to come up with the simplest way is what I call, let's talk about the formula. So the formula is very simple. You got an offer, you have copy, you have a call to action. Offer, copy, call to action. The most important part is the offer. What are you going to offer them that will ultimately get them to take a response and to do something, okay, to respond to your call to action. So the offer could be a home valuation website, okay, find out what your home is worth. That's good, but it's not the best one. What about an offer? I can sell your home immediately because of certain buyers I work with. That's pretty powerful. It's actually, out of everything we've tested, that offer pulls better than anything else. But then there are also other offers, okay? So maybe how about the offer of 5 things you can do to cause your home to sell for the most money in the shortest amount of time, but you must do these 5 things before you put it on the market. See, all of these things that they're going to catch the reticular activator of someone thinking about selling, but the person who's not thinking about selling will typically discard it. So what that means is then now we craft our marketing piece. We've got the offer, then we're going to write some copy. Let's just say it's about the home valuation. So the offer is we're going to offer a home valuation. The copy might say, headline, if you're thinking about selling your home in the next 6 to 12 months, knowing what it's worth is the first step. And I've made it easy, ... And then the body copy is going to say, I created a website, it makes it real easy. All you have to do is go to the website, enter your home address, and it'll give you approximately what value your home is going to sell for. Okay? So then you give them a domain to go to, your home valuation website. And then you say, go to the website now. That's your call to action. Offer, copy, call to action. So now the people who respond are the people who are thinking about selling. They're raising their hand. Now you've identified a seller. And you take that same concept and you use it with any type of offer that works. I know with what we've done, I've personally conducted over 21 split A/B marketing tests, trying to identify one offer against another, one offer against another, another offer against another, trying to see what are those offers that create the best response rates. And you boil it down to, and there's actually only a handful, derivations of those, but only a handful of offers that drive the most response. You tap into those offers, and now you're identifying sellers all the time. That's how you do it. If you enjoyed this video clip, please share it on social media. Also, be sure to get our step-by-step training program on how to double sales and referrals from your past clients and sphere of influence. It's actually the easiest way to grow your business fast. It's completely free, and you'll find it at our website right here on the left at getsellerscallingyou.com. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.